There's that man again.
All right, y'all ain't got to say it. I'll say it. I've enjoyed the winter fragrances, but damn it, I'm ready for spring to be springing. So let's talk about 6 fragrances that will bring in the spring in the greatest way possible. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Dearest Teddy. And today we're going to be talking about 6 fragrances that be springing for the spring. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired of the winter time now, man. Don't get me wrong, everybody knows how I feel about winter fragrances. I absolutely love them. I love the complexity of winter fragrances, love the longevity of a winter fragrance, but I don't like cold. And it's cold. You don't want to be cold, you want to be warm. Ready for the warm, and I'm ready for the fragrances that go with the warm weather climate. And the first one that I have up is a blue fragrance, that is pretty citric, I would say. Somewhat warm, has a bit of spice to it, and that would be Polo Blue Parfum. Now this one here, I mean, for me, I've been wearing it in the office. Yes, I've been cheating on my winter fragrances because damn it, I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. And for me, I got this for the holidays, and I was blown away. And anybody that knows, if you know the history of me and Polo Blue, we ain't got along. I did not like the original Polo Blue. It was sour. The opening note, maybe I got an old batch or something, I'm not sure, but the opening note was sour on me, and as many times as I tried to make it work, because I learned that you have to take your time with fragrances, I just could not do it. I gave it away. And then when Polo Blue Eau de Parfum came out, I was like, let me go ahead and maybe I'll try it. I went on and tried it. I absolutely loved it. I said, okay, so perhaps Polo Blue Parfum will be better. It is. It's significantly better than the first two. I mean, you got you got notes of mandarin orange and pink pepper. You got lavender. You can smell the clary sage. You can smell the oak, the albanum. And it's very well balanced. It's a very well balanced fragrance. It lasts a pretty good amount of time on your skin, and it smells awesome. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, let's just say this: it's a Polo fragrance. Most Polo fragrances will always smell good. The problem that you mostly had with the fragrances is longevity. You don't have really too many problems with this one. I got about 6 to 8 hours out of it. It's pretty much the only thing that I could possibly ask for from a blue fragrance, especially a Polo fragrance. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing Polo. I absolutely love. I have plenty of Polo fragrances around. I have some Ralph Lauren fragrances. Period. I have another one I'll be talking about in this video, so you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But as far as the springtime, for spring to be springing in your household, you should open it up. Polo Blue Parfum. So the next fragrance that I have up is fresh, aromatic, and woody. And it's another one that I was able to get over the holidays. Man, I'll tell you, Mrs. Grizz did me pretty well over the holidays. She made sure that we added to this insanity behind me. And I'm so glad to have this one in the collection, and that would be Coach Green. So if anybody doesn't know anything about Coach Green, the atomizer does this twist around thing so you can lock it in place. Then you twist it back around and then get this nice atomizer. Really good scent, man. Really, really good scent. Like that kiwi pops at the top of here, man. The kiwi bergamot combination in the opening notes, it just pops. It jumps off, especially off the skin. Once again, I told you guys I've been wearing some of the summer and spring fragrances right now because especially with these, I just got them, so I needed to test them out to see how they smell. I mean, you get that rosemary, you get the cedar, you get all of the notes. The note breakdown is so good in this fragrance to where you don't miss a beat with it. You don't miss a beat. The longevity is about 6 to 8 hours at the same time, much like the last fragrance I talked about. It's a pretty good fragrance. I really, with a lot of the Coach fragrances, I'm a fan of Coach fragrances. A lot of people don't like Coach. They try to talk trash about it. I love the Coach fragrances. I love the original one. I love the blue one. A lot of people trash the blue one. I absolutely love the blue one. And this one's no different. I absolutely adore this fragrance. It smells amazing. And once again, that brightness off the top with the kiwi bergamot combination, well, it's a mood setter. It sets a really good mood. It smells really good. And I would challenge anybody that you walk past when you're wearing this to say that this doesn't smell good. I would challenge them. But for me, and for my taste, and for my nose, this is a really good fragrance. Is it a game changer? Is it something completely and totally off the rails? Absolutely not. But does it smell good and does it get the job done? Absolutely. So go out and get yourself a bottle of Coach Green. So the next fragrance coming up is aromatic, it's fresh, and it's woody. And that would be Dunhill's Icon. So you knew I was going to be curious, because if any of you have watched the fragrance reviewers online, I watched them as well. You heard them talk about the top note as smelling like grape soda. Yeah, I thought it was cap. I really did. And when I got it, I sprayed it in the box, and in my mind it confirmed, now that's cap, that's BS, man. Until I sprayed it on skin, and then that's when it came out. I was like, wow, this actually does smell like grape soda at the top, man. When you first spray it, it's hard to get that top off. The top bites you. But when you first spray it, it has this fizziness. It could possibly be the lavender juniper berry combination, but it really does have this grape soda fizziness to the top. I can't explain it. I mean, this black pepper is vetiver in here. You got agarwood. I mean, it is a great fragrance, man. This is an absolutely great fragrance. It's gorgeous. It has a petit grain, the bergamot. I mean, it's a really great fragrance, but I don't know if it's the lavender and the juniper berries or the lavender bergamot or all three of those. Hell, I don't know if it's everything that came together. I mean, it has leather in it as well, too. I don't pick up much of the leather. I pick up a lot more of the iris and a lot more of the lavender towards the middle and the end of the fragrance. But at the top, yes, you do get that fizzy grape soda type smell, and it's an absolute gorgeous fragrance. Honestly, once again, this is another one that I would challenge anybody that if you was to wear this in front of them or around them, I would challenge them to tell you that this does not smell good, because this fragrance right here, man, it's been slept on by a lot of people, but you might want to wake up for the spring with this one, because Dunhill Icon is one of those ones. And yes, I said it, and I'm going to make a video about it. Well, maybe I shouldn't make one now because I just told you this. So hey, for me, for the spring, one of those ones, Dunhill Icon. Get your hands on it, man. So the next fragrance that I have up is woody, smoky, and it's from a fragrance house that a lot of people don't talk about, but it should be talked about a little bit more. And that is LPDO, and the fragrance is Cretus. So this fragrance right here, before we go any further into it, I'm going to read out a couple of notes, and you're going to know exactly what I'm trying to say here. So I'm going to spray it. Good atomizer. Absolutely great scent. I'll tell you why. Bergamot, pineapple, blackcurrant, birch. What comes to mind? Exactly. Aventus. Yes, this smells like a smokier, darker version of Creed Aventus. That's exactly what this smells like. So here's another one. Another Creed Aventus clone, but with a twist. Because once again, like I said, it smells a little bit smokier. Has a little bit of vanilla in there and some musk as well. So it doesn't quite land completely on that Creed Aventus DNA, although it is definitely hovering around it. When you spray this, it's going to immediately take your mind to, oh wow, there's another Creed Aventus. But once again, as it starts to dry down, the smoke, it's a lot more smoky. There's a little bit more of a heaviness to this one. It's not so light and airy as the original, of course, Creed Aventus or any of the other clones. This has a little bit more of a heaviness to it. It has ambergris and oak moss as well. You got your patchouli in here too. So this fragrance right here, it's worth mentioning, and it's worth getting your hands on because it's a pretty damn good fragrance. So if you can't afford, which again, we all know the price points of the Creed Aventus line, as well as we also know that some of these clones can be hitting on a little bit of a heavy cost as well. This one not so much, and you still get quality use out of this because I got about, once again, 8 hours out of it, and this will land pretty well for the spring. So if I were you, I would definitely get my hands on LPDO Cretus. So the next fragrance that I have up, I'm very happy about this fragrance because, I mean, it's a warm barbershop fougere, but it's more than that for me. It's the fragrance that started all of this right here. And hopefully my brother's watching because he's pretty much one of the reasons and the causes to all of this. Because when I was younger, my introduction to fragrances was a lot of the stuff that you could get at Rite Aid, like the Stetsons and the English leathers and things of that nature. And my mom, who was an Avon salesman, she started to introduce me to the Avon fragrances. So I've always been into fragrances. I just didn't know about the quality. I was more so about quantity and getting a whole bunch of them. Still don't have a problem with quantity, as you can see, but I'm definitely a lot more about quality. And then I remember I was actually supposed to be going on a date with my brother, not with my brother, but a young lady my brother was interested in introducing me to. Stay with me, people. And I got up there and I was wearing one of those Avon fragrances, and my brother said, "Yeah, you're gonna have to wash that off immediately. That is not working. How much money do you have in your pocket?" I told him what I had. He said, "You got enough to be able to go get a real fragrance, because that's what we're gonna need." Okay, let's do it. I went out. We went to, I believe it was Heck Company, and we went into the store. I smelled a couple of fragrances, and one specific fragrance caught my eye and got my money, and that would be Ralph Lauren's Safari. Right. This is the fragrances that started me on my journey to all of the ridiculousness that you see behind you, man. Like, damn it, I love this fragrance, man. You look, let me tell you something, man. You want to talk about bringing back memories, bringing back just remembering your original love for fragrance. This is what does that for me. Man, I love this fragrance. And it's weird because I'm a young guy at the time loving this barbershop fougere. Like most of the time back then, I believe there was a lot of other fragrances, especially the Jupe was out as well. I believe Izzy Miyake may have been on its way in or may have been out at the same time. I'm not sure. But I know there was a lot of fragrances floating around the hood at the time. And this is the one that I landed on because this is the one that spoke to me personally. I mean, you got that lavender, you got the ozonic notes, I mean, leather, you got cinnamon in this thing, you got, I mean, oak moss. It is honestly, to me, one of the absolute best barbershop fragrances that I have ever smelled. It is a fragrance that will always be in my collection. I will never be without this fragrance right here. As you can see, this is pretty much a damn full bottle, and I got another one right now. I'm not going to be without this fragrance. I love this fragrance. Find myself wearing it a lot more now, simply because I want to have that nostalgic feel. And I remember when my mom first smelled this on me, she absolutely loved it, and she said to me, "You know what? I feel this smells like you grew up a little bit." And to hear those words and associate it with this fragrance, and also associating this fragrance with this, all of this right here, yeah, he's the reason. If you want to know how all of this got started, it was this guy right here, and that would be Ralph Lauren's Safari. So the last fragrance of the day is fresh, spicy, and aromatic, and it's one of the fragrances, like when I was speaking earlier about when you start to get a little deeper into the fragrance community, into this fragrance game, you start to understand that certain things have a bit more quality than others. And when you start to spend a little bit more money, you start to realize and really truly understand what that means. And that's no different from when I got my hands on this one, and that would be Parfums de Marly, Sedley. Now, when I tell you, when I first bought this fragrance and I smelled it, I had an immediate obsession. And I mean an immediate obsession. I could not keep my nose off the atomizer. When you think of a springtime fragrance, if this doesn't come to mind, you must not have smelled it before, or I'm not sure what else you smelled that was so much better. But for me, this right here, man, look, this is spring sexiness. Spring absolute sexiness. I adore this fragrance to the max. And I am so happy, so glad to have it in my collection. I mean, you get that mint and that lemon right up front. You smell the mint right off the bat, and you catch the lavender. The ambroxan is bright and it opens up the fragrance a lot. You get a little bit of cinnamon as well, but it's mostly aromatic and woody. So you get most of the aromatics, which of course will be the lemon, the bergamot, and you get the cedar and those types of things as well. Some of the patchouli as well. This fragrance right here, to me, it screams quality. It screams that you really care about what you smell like and you care about what you're doing. Me personally, though, I will say this: if you are wearing a fragrance, you're taking care of yourself. You care about yourself. You care about what you're doing. It doesn't always matter about price point, but as far as I'm concerned, when you're trying to step up your game and you try to get to another level when it comes to your fragrances, you start walking into the lanes with the Creeds and the Gerjoffs and things of that. And Parfums de Marly is right up there with those guys. And as far as with the spring goes, this right here, to me, is something that I'm going to get quite a few wears out of this spring, and that will be Parfums de Marly, Sedley. Well, everybody, that is my time for the Teddy Files today. And I was very happy about bringing these springtime fragrances that I can't wait to wear to you guys. I'm glad that you came to take a look at today's content. I know you didn't have to, and I appreciate the fact that you did. And please remember to like the content because it helps the content to grow. Make sure that you share it with people that you feel like might actually like this content. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you will know each time and be notified every time I upload a video. And get in the comment section and let me know what you're looking forward to wearing for this spring. I'm very interested, and if you talk to me, I talk back, everybody. So remember, my name is Mr. Dier's Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And if you know anything about me, even for the spring, damn it, I don't do stink. So please, don't be a stink ass. Have a good evening.